My name is MPhil Singh. I'm a clinical psychologist. Welcome to a session on application of tests. This is the last part of psychological testing. In this unit is particularly very important from your entrance exam perspective because in a lot of these MPhil entrance exams, you get questions on specific tests, right? So when you are learning about this in today's lecture, I would request you to pay specific attention to who gave the test, what is the test used for, and what are the subparts of the test, right? And when was the test developed? So this information will help you answer questions that will be there in our MPhil entrance exams, right? So we are now going to start talking about intelligence tests. Right now, intelligence tests, we've already discussed in detail what are the norms, we've already discussed reliability, validity. Now we are going to discuss what are the specific types of intelligence tests that are commonly used. Right, so let's start. We start with the Stanford-Binet Intelligence Scales. Now, what is the Stanford-Binet Intelligence Scale? We have already discussed how this intelligence scale in particular was one of the most widely used and one of the first scales that was developed, right? So it was developed by French psychologists Binet and Simon, right? Now, what is the idea, right? It is an individually administered IQ test. It is very important. So if you remember from our previous lecture, this test was developed to identify students who could perform to the optimum level or to filter out students from the education system, right? So the Stanford-Binet Intelligence Test is an individually administered IQ test. It is now in its 5th edition. What does it mean? That it means that it has been revised several times and it is now in its 5th edition, right? What is the age range it covers? It covers 2 to 85 plus years. Okay. So developed by Stanford and Binet, now in its 5th edition, and the age range that it covers is 2 to 85 plus years. Now it uses the underlying theory of it, right? What is the theory or what are the constructs that it uses on which the test is developed, right? So it uses a 5-factor model of cognitive ability, which is assessed through 10 core tests, जिसमें से 5 verbal है, 5 non-verbal है, और 5 supplemental tests हैं, right? So this is very important to remember that it has 5 verbal, 5 non-verbal. Because it has both verbal and non-verbal components, what would it give you? It would give you a full-scale IQ. Okay. So these are the important factors that you must remember from your entrance test perspective. Very important objective questions come from this, right? Now we start with the Binet-Kamat Test of Intelligence. This is the most widely used test of intelligence in almost all your MPhil training. This is the test that you will be using, right? So it is again an individually administered test and then it uses an age scale. Age scale का क्या मतलब है? When we were doing norms, what does age scale mean? Age scale means that हर age के लिए there is a scale, right? The test, the questions are developed age-wise, right? So for 5 to 6 years, there will be a different set of questions. So the participant has to start answering questions age-wise, right? So it is an age scale intelligence test and it is the Indian version or it is adapted from the Binet, Simon or Stanford-Binet scales to use with the Indian population to make it culturally sensitive. Okay, so Binet-Kamat test is an age scale and it is adapted into the Indian population from the Binet-Simon test, right? Who adapted it? It was developed by V.V. Kamat in 1960s, right? So it was the adaptation included having questions that are more India specific. For example, if you ever administer the test in a clinic, you will see that the questions are about who's the Prime Minister of India, what does the pictures that they use are very Indian specific of Indian women. So this is how they've adapted it to India to make it more culturally relevant, so that any difference in the scores is not because the questions were culturally alien, right? So it is designed primarily to assess verbal intelligence, but it also taps into reasoning, memory, comprehension, judgment, problem solving in Indian children, right? So it tries to, so primarily it is a verbal test and it answers questions in a verbal manner, but it also assesses memory and comprehension, whether they're able to comprehend questions, whether they're able to remember certain things and answer from memory, right? Whether they're able to use judgment and problem solving abilities, right? So in that sense, these abilities are also tested in the Binet-Kamat test. Okay, so let us just revise once for the important points. It is a Indian adaptation of Binet-Simon, right? It was developed by V.V. Kamath in 1960s. It is individually administered. 50-60 minutes it takes for administration, right? It is a verbal intelligence test, but it assesses problem solving abilities also, it assesses judgment also, it also assesses memory and reasoning. Okay, so these are the important factors that you have to remember, and it is an individual. You cannot administer it in groups. It is an individually administered test, right? What is the age range? It is from 3 to 22 years, right? So it is roughly from 3 to 22 years. Now, it is an age scale. Again, it means that it is organized into age levels, right? So this we've already covered. It occupies conceptual thinking, verbal, non-verbal reasoning, numerical reasoning, visual motor coordination, and social intelligence. When we say verbal, non-verbal, primarily verbal, but also some aspects of it, like we were discussing in the last slide, some aspects of it also, some subtests also assess non-verbal intelligence, right? Now, what are the components of the Binet-Kamat? Language, memory, conceptual thinking, right? Reasoning, visual motor. So, drawing and how do you assess visual motor? What is visual motor assessment? That what I am seeing, am I able to copy it down? Is there a coordination between what I'm seeing and what I am drawing? So my motor skills and my visual skills, can I coordinate between the two, right? So that is your visual motor and social intelligence. So if you look at the test, it will have questions on who's better looking, who's more, the child will be shown pictures and they'll ask who's better looking, what do you think is happening in the country. So it also measures that kind of social intelligence and social aptitude, right? Now, it is a one-on-one clinically administered test. The reason that we are going into such details of this test in particular is because this is the test that is used for your IQ certification in India. This is the test that is primarily used for your IQ certification. This is a very, very widely administered test in all your institutions, and you'll be really learning about it in your MPhil training, right? So the testing, it is a one-to-one administered test. There are standardized instructions. The instructions for each subtests are given in your manual, and you would have to sort of learn it and you would have to get used to that language, right? Because these are standardized instructions. Why are standardized instructions necessary? Again, go back to your norms. Standardized instructions are necessary so that any difference in performance is not due to a difference in instructions, right? So that is why standardization in instructions is necessary. ठीक है. Now you start the examination from a level below the participant's chronological age. Why do you do that? Because you're trying to test कि what is the baseline kind of an IQ, right? What is कहाँ तक questions सारे सही आ रहे हैं. Now if they fail the age range just below their chronological age, you go lower, okay, and you keep doing this till you reach a age range जहाँ सारे ही questions के answer सही आ रहे हैं, right? So then the examiner, now once you have that established, and then you move above, right? So of course examiner must manage fatigue or anxiety because it's a longish test. So any fatigue, any performance anxiety, as a clinician you have to be aware of it, right? So it's very important. The administration procedure is quite easy. It is a one-to-one administration. Standardized instructions are there. You start at the age range that is below the chronological age, and if the person is not able to pass that, you go below, and you keep going below till the time that the person is able to pass that criteria, right? And then of course you administer normally, and you have to keep examining your fatigue and your anxiety, right? Now we start with ये सारे क्या थे? These are all verbal, primarily verbal. What does verbal mean? That you have to talk, you have to be able to talk to the participant. The participant has to answer back, right? And the communication and the testing is primarily in the verbal sphere, right? So now what happens if you are dealing with somebody who is, say, not very communicative, who's not very educated, right? Then you opt for a performance test, right? So a performance test is actually, I don't think the performance test is the right word to use, but you almost talk about the technical term for it is a non-verbal test, right? Where the verbal communication between the tester and the participant is not required. A most popular test, non-verbal test, is the Raven's progressive matrices. Raven's progressive matrices क्या होते हैं? इस तरह के matrices होते हैं. So for example, this is your series of matrices, right? Now there'll be options given. Okay, this is your series. You have to complete this series. There'll be options given to choose from. Say, can it be this? Can it be this? Can it be this? Right? So logically, the sequence is one is facing this side, one is facing this side, one is facing this side. So logically, it should be something that's facing downwards. So if the participant selects this, then it's the right answer. So you see how these are matrices that this is non-verbal, and these are matrices. Okay. So it's a culture fair test. When you say it's a culture fair, see, if questions are like this, then of course it is culture fair, right? There is no cultural bias here, right? So it's a culture fair test, and it measures abstract reasoning or G factor, your general level of intelligence. So you remember your models, from your IQ theory, your model says a general level of intelligence, a general G factor, and then there are specific intelligences like your verbal intelligence, spatial intelligence, your intra-intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, things like that. So this measures the G factor or the general intelligence level, not your specific factors. Okay. Now, it is ideal for India. Why? Because it is minimal cultural bias. If there is a participant who is non-verbal or who has language issues or who is not very literate, then you can use this very with a lot of confidence, right? So there are versions of it. There are colored progressive matrices or CPM, standard matrices SPM, and advanced matrices APM. Now CPM is used for the age group of 5 to 11 years and for very elderly patients, right? So it has 36 items. It has sets A, B, right? And SPM is usually used for 6+ to general, right? Again, it has 60 items, the A to E sets, 40 to 45 minutes administration. Now, APM, or your advanced progressive matrices, is for the age range of 12+, right? But it can also be administered to people who are lesser than 12, but who are highly intelligent. When you see that in your standard progressive matrices, they are performing exceptionally well. So the protocol is to test on advanced progressive matrices to see if they're able to do that, right? So you can identify people who are gifted, who are highly intelligent, who are doing very, very well, right? So there are 36 items. These are the sets, and 40 minutes of administration is required. So these are factors. These are questions that you can be asked in the interview. This table right here is extremely important from your examination perspective.